All right, we're gonna get this thing started, man. We're gonna get this thing started, man. We're gonna get this thing started. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. You know what's going on, man. You know what's going on. Yeah. Get the soundboard going. He won't stop. He won't stop. Yes, sir, man. Oh shit. The mic almost fell on me. Let me change this. I don't know why the sound was coming through the TV at first, but we gonna.
It happens, you know. Sometimes there be technical difficulties.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to episode. It doesn't matter. Welcome
42.
to the. Huh?
You said 42.
It might be 42. Honestly, bro, I don't even really know for real.
I see up there 41, but you said 42, so I'm going with 42.
I think it's 41. Honestly, okay. I think the last one was 40, so I think it's 41.
We on episode 41.
But welcome to 41, episode 41 of the Malik Scylore Podcast, man. I am your host, Malik Scylore, and I'm here with...
It's Blaise Harris.
Yes, sir. Man, it was so weird because having it play through the TV, only the music was playing through the TV with those speakers, right? Mm-hmm. So in my headphones, I just heard my voice and your voice. So it sounded weird, like it sounded like a distant music playing, and then us just speaking weirdly over the track. Because I heard you, I heard that going through, and I was like, all right.
Let me turn that down.
Yeah. And then
running my audience away.
And then the soundboard was, in the actual mix, like it'll be all of it together. But just for now, like the music was coming through there, and all I can hear was the soundboard. So it's like random pistol shots and air horns playing, and then our voices backtracking Fetty. Just I'm like, oh shit.
I think it sounded a little bit better than that, but
well,
for imitation purposes only.
Y'all can speak for yourselves. I don't know. Y'all can tell me how it sounded. But how you been, man? It's been a minute.
Man, it's definitely been a minute. Overall, man, I've been doing good. I've definitely been busy. Going on different adventures, trying to build up my skill set. Started school with the electrical trade.
Hey, hold on. Yeah.
The boy's gonna be changing out receptacles and hanging ceiling fans up soon.
Yeah, I think I got a receptacle that needs changing.
I can do that right now. We just need to buy the little piece, man.
That shit sounds so good.
And turn off the electricity because I'm not trying to get shocked.
Yeah, I ain't gonna change none of these receptacles in here. The receptacles where the plug goes in, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Because that's a receiver, so receptacle receiver. Right, yeah. No, I'm saying, I know a little something.
There wasn't no little bit about prefix.
Yeah,
So yeah, we learned about that in class, and then I'm about to start working with this private contractor doing commercial buildings whenever he picks up a new project. Crazy thing about that is he doesn't know when he's going to get a new project because a lot of his stuff is being held up trying to buy equipment. Mm-hmm. So because of the tariffs that have been put in place, you know, it's been kind of...
Yeah, I've been speaking about the tariffs on the pod a little bit. Mine was really on like the tech side because that's what most people were really worried about with the tariffs because Trump hit China with the 84%, and then like China was like, man, fuck y'all, here's the 125, and Trump was like, here's the 285. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's been going back and forth.
How can we go, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it's the iPhones were it's more than iPhones, it's all like technology and chips and stuff like that, but they were being in the forefront of the tariffs because people were like rage baiting. It was like, the iPhones are going to be $3,000 now because of like they were going dollar for dollar with the tariff. It was like, okay, it's going to be 184 or more percent. But and then a couple of days later, the administration excluded tech products like chipset products. iPhones were excluded from tariffs from the tariff war that they're doing now. Right. iPhones always had tariffs on them.
Right.
Anything imported into the U.S. has always had tariffs on them, but they're excluded from the little dick pissing contests that they have it now. So now the prices are seemingly won't change, but we'll see. But man, that's good, man. School is good.
And just steadily working, man. You know, and like we discussed earlier, trying to get out the rat race of things, man. Yeah. You know, it's crazy how we put so much in our time working somebody else's dream, but it's only given us a basic means of living. You know what I'm saying? Just making it, and then you treat we say we doing all right because we can go out and buy a little dinner here and there, or go
Yeah.
see Sinners next week.
Yeah,
You know?
fact. I'm gonna go see that next week, man. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, so you know that'll be fun.
Shout out Ryan Coogler. That shit was scary to view. I forgot what the J. Cole bar was, but he's had a Ryan Coogler bar. But
Yeah, shout out to them boys, you know. So yeah, I'm good though. I can't complain.
man, that's fire, man. With the businesses that you were saying about the like working for somebody else, but barely making it, like that's why I'm really big on like making your own, like doing it for yourself, like entrepreneurship. And I'm very aware that this day and age, like everything you can't do for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like anything you do has to have help. But I think majority of it should be you. 80% of it should be you. I can't say 100% because it's damn near impossible to do 100% yourself, right? So if you start a business, you're gonna need marketing. You can market it yourself. You can go door to door and stuff like that, but how much time is that gonna take from you actually perfecting your business?
Yeah, right.
So you need to outsource things to ads, Google ads, Meta ads, whatever. You need to outsource things to ads. So the ads, you're paying for them. You're paying for them yourself, but you're not doing it yourself. And then you just have different things like taxes. Like you can do your own taxes for sure. Like you can categorize
TurboTax that thing,
or you could TurboTax. They have it delegated. You know what I'm saying? But you still need to do majority of it for yourself, especially the business part. A lot of people don't. And the thing is, my philosophy is, it sounds fucked up, but my philosophy is everybody can't do it. Everybody's not supposed to do it either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If everybody was doing it, we wouldn't have anything really going on.
we wouldn't even having employees of everybody. Like it's not meant. You know, I came across this statistic the other day that there's only 3% of Americans are employers.
Right.
So you're right. I mean, that stat right there says everybody. It's not designed in this capitalistic world. It's not designed for everybody to be business owners. Right. You know, especially not a business owner to employ other people to do the work for you. Now, it's probably not. Now, again, that statistic is for people that's actually putting a paycheck in somebody else's hand. Now, there's probably a lot of people that got their own self-employed type thing, but everybody just that. But even then, there's people that are self-employed still just paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, facts. But honestly, I'd rather be self-employed paycheck to paycheck than employed by another employer paycheck to paycheck.
Most definitely.
Because you still have full range of control over your own. Say, you got an emergency and your employer's like, no, you got to come to, well, I don't give a fuck what's going on. The customers and the products are more important than what you got going on.
I headbutt his ass.
But if you self-employed, if you have an emergency, you are your boss. You know you have an emergency. You're just going to tell yourself when you wake up, hey, I'm not coming to work today. Yourself going to be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like,
tell your clients you get the pushback or whatever. That
exactly. It's real. It's more flexible for you. Like, that's why I'm trying to get this photography, like, really, really just through the moon. And I know in 2025, I understand that artificial intelligence is coming in and many different factors are coming in, squeezing the business, especially my business. They're squeezing it. But you got to know how to use that shit to your advantage, because some things are always going to be brick and mortar, right? Like, okay, yeah, people are getting headshots. They're just uploading the picture to ChatGPT and be like, make this a professional headshot. Right. And ChatGPT does it based off of the picture that you give them.
Right.
So now you don't need a photographer for that. So how can, and there's always going to be the traditional people that actually want to go out and get a headshot for sure. And I think there's more traditional than new age people right now anyways, but eventually it's going to move to that space. So as a photographer, how do you move to that space while keeping your same clientele? You got to grow. Right. I'm doing photography, but I'm going to end up doing videography too, the podcast, YouTube, this, that, like all different ventures coming into under one umbrella, so the business still grows and not getting taken out by, because AI can't do videography right now. Like a robot literally has to come in with the camera and record the whole thing, and then they edit it the way you want to. Then you have to speak to the edit. So then you have to speak to the robot again and say, hey, I want this revised because you cut it too many places in this place. Like, we're not there yet, and we're not going to be there for a while, right? Because right now they're really focusing on like the bigger things. And photography and videography, that's like it's not a niche space, but it's a niche space, right? Because, and this will bring us to Ryan Coogler in a second, filmmakers are going backwards in the way they film, right? So as time goes, progression happens. In every aspect, as time goes, progression happens. But the saying is history always repeats itself. So in cinema, you started off with film, right? And Ryan Coogler explained it very well, just about the different type of films, 16 millimeter, 35 millimeter, Super 35. Like he explained it very well in the film, but I'm not talking about the type of film. I'm just talking about the progression of technology. You started from film, and then they ended up moving to digital, right? And all the directors were doing digital films. But like traditional love, like cinephiles, they were still using film cameras, like IMAX cameras or film cameras, right? Just IMAX shifts the film to the side, so you have instead of 5 pers, it's 15 pers. Shout out to Ryan Coogler, but because he filmed Sinners in IMAX. But there were still the directors like Christopher Nolan. He notoriously always films in film. Like he doesn't film digital. He always films in film. But he was like one of the only ones doing that because it was an expensive process to have. You literally have to have a big roll of film to roll your whole movie in. Yeah, the runtime might be 2 hours in the theaters, but it might have took you 15 hours of film to go through to cut it down. Right. So digital seemed like the best way to go because you could just record it to an SSD and keep it pushing and upload it to the computer and cut it and all that stuff. And you could just throw some film grain on there to make it look, nostalgic. But now the directors in Hollywood are falling back in love with film. So a lot of films now are coming back out in film, like in traditional film, right? So, and I know Kodak, the company Kodak, is loving it because Kodak was about to go out of business. They're filmmakers. They make, not filmmakers like cinema, but they make the film. Yeah, right. Like they had to adjust and make it seem that like they had to adjust to society to make it seem like it was like a cool thing to do. Like people were getting like old film cameras, and that's a benefit for Kodak because they're one of the biggest filmmakers. Fujifilm, Kodak, they're one of the biggest filmmakers, right? So I'm saying all that to say, yes, people want progression, but people know what's good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of movies are still filmed in digital. Damn near all the Netflix movies are still digital because Netflix is a content company, not a movie company. Right. They're a streamer, not a production studio. I mean, they are a production studio, but their main objective is the money. Right. So
put out as much content as possible.
And the best way to do that is by streamlining it using digital. You can use a digital camera, film a little show here, release it. Boom. They have a set thing. Like you have to use all your Alexa cameras, which are digital cameras. You have to use a certain color space, all this stuff to match the Netflix look. But they're all digital cameras. So when it comes to artificial intelligence in the cinema space, like actually going to movie theaters and watching cinema, it can only go so far because it can't emulate the physical. So you can have a film look, but it won't be the same as a film movie. Right. So the same thing goes in any aspect when it comes to AI. Like, yeah, you can have AI. You can upload your headshot with your iPhone to ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT make a headshot, artificial intelligence headshot for you. But it's not going to be the same as having that photographer come and have that headshot for you, have the lighting right, have everything right. It's just some people, and a lot of people now are in that traditional space that want the same tradition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and just thinking about this whole AI thing, it just makes me think about how you have to get in a specialized field that's not going to get taken over by a robot or a computer software in the long run.
Keep that mic to you, man.
You always want something pressed up against my lips.
And it doesn't have to be that close. You just have it that close. But yeah, and the thing is, like, that was crazy. But the thing is,
Yo, pause.
Yeah, your pause, cause I ain't. But the thing is, like, anything you want now could be switched to artificial intelligence eventually. Like you go into the electrician field. That's a field that in the forefront wouldn't seem like it could get taken over by artificial intelligence.
Not until they make robots.
Exactly, because same thing with photography.
Which is starting to happen. You seen they got the Robo Butler?
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of those, but they're not as human. Like they're not as precise. Like people still have to program that.
Yeah.
So to me, they're cool. Like they're cool, like novelty feature, expensive novelty features, but they're still human programmed, and humans make mistakes.
Yeah, they might make mistakes, but them butler jobs, they coming for you.
Oh yeah, butler jobs. Yeah, that was. I feel like that's a profession that should have been.
Even another one. They got robots doing sheetrock. It's just they pick up the sheetrock, put it in place. So I use that example to say they are eventually trying to take over as much as they can. What all can we do to get these robots to say, you know what, let's bring down the human aspect of it. Like, dang, that's a whole field. Like, what if they just do a mass production of people like this? People getting paid just putting up sheetrock. Right. Oh, that's all they do.
You can keep talking. I'm just gonna fix your mic. You can keep talking.
Yo, you just finna fix my mic,
hey, yo.
bro. How I'm gonna fix my? See what I'm saying? Oh, you paused the video?
No, I ain't pausing.
Yo, this is crazy, bro. Yo, go back over there and sit down, bro. What you doing, bro? Extension?
I gotta have
it. Just got erect, didn't it? Sick, man. But yeah, one thing about it, man, I definitely appreciate the electrical field because you're right, man. It's gonna take a while.
Bad, y'all had to fix Blaise mic.
It's gonna take a while for them to actually get the programming and the mechanics right for them to take over that specialized field. But yo, I'm actually excited for what's to come in the future.
I'm excited, but it's like I don't want it to affect like businesses, like people that small businesses, because most of America is made up of small businesses, right? So small businesses are like defined from like 1,000 to like 50,000. I mean, one person to like 50,000 employees. That's still defined as a small business.
1 to 50,000. Wow.
I think it's 1 to 50,000.
Like 500 or something. Like you talking 50,000? Yeah. It's like Walmart.
Yeah, that's probably. Nah, Walmart is almost. I don't know. Let me look it up real quick. You can.
But yeah, man, I'm excited. But yeah, that is a warning though. That could be a calamity, which will happen. Like it is going to take over jobs, and guess what? That's up for the federal government for them to actually just.
It's 500.
It's 500 just to like put a. You gotta put some regulations on this stuff, man. Because
you want a cool stat? I ain't mean to interrupt.
No, yeah.
You.
What's the stat?
There are 33.2 million small businesses in the United States, making up 99.9% of all U.S. firms. 99.9% of all U.S. firms.
Say that in front of him. There are 33.2 million. What?
There are 33.2 million small businesses in the United States, making up 99.9% of all U.S. firms. I don't know if they're talking about. They say firms. Like I don't know if they're talking about like lawyers or whatever, but. Yeah, overall, yeah, it's 90. It's 90. We'll just say 90%.
Yeah, what are that 0.01? We could probably think of those, right? Amazon, that's definitely not no
Amazon
small
for sure.
Business. Yeah, Walmart, Apple,
the big guys. You know what I'm saying?
The big, yeah, the ones that sit next to that big boy Trump.
And the thing is, like, I don't even know if Meta, all them stuff. I don't even know if like gas stations can count their franchised employees because most gas stations are franchised.
Yeah,
like they're independently owned. They just use the
brand.
So I don't know if BP can say, yeah, they work for us. Like, no, that one person works for you, but then
I think they could say that all those underneath them because it's like that umbrella you were talking about. You still under my umbrella because you're using my brand and I'm getting paid. Like BP, they might be independent contractors, but at the same time, BP getting a cut off everything.
The way franchises work, like the franchise owner has a franchise fee to the company or whatever. So whatever the guy, like say you own like true story. I know a dude that owned a Subway, right? He and Subway is the most franchised business ever, like in the world. More than McDonald's. It's the most
more than McDonald's.
More than McDonald's.
Wow.
Subway is the most franchised company in the world, right? Because the entry point into get in your own Subway is significantly lower than McDonald's. McDonald's the entry point is $1 million. Subway the entry point is like $100,000, right? So long story short, he was making $365,000 a year. He was making $1,000 a day.
Wow.
Right. That's what the shop was making. So he wasn't putting that in pocket because he still had to pay his employees. He was paying his minimum wage, but he still had to pay his employees, still had to pay the franchise fee. So at the end of the day, he went home with like 60 bands a year.
I mean, that's
right. But he owns his own business. He owns his own franchise.
Right.
Right. But he had to pay Subway their fee, which is more than what he made a year.
Right.
Right. But that's a flat fee.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it changes every year, but it's a flat fee for the year. You know?
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't mind doing that, working at Subway though. You want lettuce? You want a strip of bacon?
yeah, it's pretty. It was a real easy. That's why he paid to work. They're called sandwich artists. That the people that make the sandwich.
They're sandwich artists.
It's a sandwich artist, man. Even though we give you everything, there's a thing above the little thing that tells you how to make the customer can't see it. Well, I guess they can now. I don't know, but it tells you how to make the sandwich. So you're not really being an artist. You just follow it. 3 slices of lettuce, 4 things of olives.
Right.
Like that's how they were doing the sandwiches then. But the franchise shit, man. Yeah. But what were we talking about?
We were talking about, we went from AI and it's taking over, how it can take over certain fields.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I just don't think. I mean, there's not too many things that are going to be highly. I think the factory is definitely going to be highly affected. But that's like with robots and stuff. I think they're going to be highly affected first.
They trying to operate on self-driving forklifts.
Yeah, I think that's so dangerous, man. The first time a company forklift or automated forklift runs over, because humans still have to be there, because humans have to, like, you can only be self-sustaining for so long, only because a lot of companies can't afford it right now, and you need quality control, right? So like I work in the food industry. Mm-hmm. Artificial intelligence can't do quality control for the food. Like, you can tell if food is there and move it or something like that, but you can't see if this. You can look at it. I don't know. I feel like it can, but it can't at the same time
like
for the
there.
price.
Yeah.
For the price, I feel like everything will get there eventually if we don't self-destroy in the next 30 years. But I feel like it'll get there.
I feel like that's a good amount of time. 30 years, I'll be in my 60s. That's a good life.
Yeah.
living American
60s.
poverty.
I think I'll be in my 40s.
Even though we have like so many,
it's bad math.
even though we have so many, like,
No, we'll be in my 40s in 30 years. That's crazy. No, I'll be in my 50s. Go ahead.
Yeah, like, how old are you now?
I swear I went to school. 28. I swear I went to school. But go ahead.
But it's like, oh man, you kind of threw me off of my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I do that
your
sometimes.
math just went out.
My
there,
math
man.
is very good.
Yeah,
4 plus 4 equals 17. I promise. I can explain it. I can show the math.
We was watching Def Comedy Jam yesterday, and the dude was like, he was like, yo, I am not gay, but my husband is. And I was like,
No, I can see that though.
I was receiving, not giving.
Yeah, this is the pitcher, not the pitcher. And,
I'm the pitcher, not the catcher.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Like,
He said, that's funny. But I've been watching this podcast, man. It's a comedy podcast. It's called Bad Friends, man. They're just hilarious, bro. Like, I always watch the JBP. Like, I always watch the joke. But like, that's what made me start a podcast in the first. Well, I wanted to start a podcast when we was locked up.
yeah.
And I had it in my composition notebook and everything. I had the name of it and everything. Like, it was the show. It was the Milk Show at first. But nobody, I don't want everybody calling me that. You feel me? Just like close people call me that, whatever. So, but I changed the name to Malik Scylore Podcast. But I didn't initially start with that. Remember, it was an unimportant podcast at first.
Right.
And then I changed that because I was like, man. And I just changed it to my name because if it gets popular, same thing Will Smith did. Like, he was like, what you want your name to be in the Fresh Prince? And he said some other name, and the dude was like, you sure? Because if this gets popping, that's what you're always going to be known as.
Right.
If your name is Max, you're always going to be Max.
Right. Just like, what's the boy, Urkel?
Yeah, he's always Urkel. Jaleel White is always Urkel now.
Jaleel White. Yeah, I
He's
forgot his
always
name,
Urkel
but
now.
I hear his name, and I'm like, oh, yeah, Jaleel White. But then
You talking about Urkel?
Yeah, but Urkel, yeah.
But with Fresh Prince, his name was Will. So it's always Will Smith. No matter what movie, like, just for example, what was his name in Men in Black? Exactly.
Jay.
I think he was K. Oh, he was Jay.
Yeah, it was Jay, and then the white boy was K.
But it took you a minute to remember.
Right.
Right? What was his name in Bad Boys?
I wanna be like
Mike. Yeah. Mike Lowry. Like
Mike
you know
Lowry.
it, but you're not gonna walk down the street and call Will Smith
like Mike Lowry.
Yeah,
Nah,
you
that
ain't gonna be like Mike
fucking-
Lowry. You're gonna be like Will.
Yeah.
You know, because his most famous thing is when he first started. That's what people know you from. So yeah, that's why I named the shit like that. But Yeah, the comedy, man. I think I want to do like a stand up comedy thing, man. I don't think I'm that funny, but I want to just try like my hand in stand up.
You know
comedy.
what I could see you doing? Like, even if you didn't get a real show, you could set up like a space.
Yeah,
as
that's
if
what I
it's a
was
real
thinking,
show,
like-
and you already got the lights.
Yeah, I got the
you
setup.
put the lights on you, and then you just do your whole little spiel.
Do I do a laugh track though?
Yeah, you got to. Yeah,
I gotta do a laugh track, so
Yeah.
I can't just have like 4 people in the crowd.
I mean, you can, but don't show the crowd. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you just.
Bro, how pathetic would that be to like pay $800 for the night to get an event space and just do a stand up special in there by myself with nobody there? I'm just talking to nobody, bro.
It wouldn't be pathetic if you got 800,000 views on YouTube.
That's true. That's true. And I'm thinking about doing it, man. I just gotta write. I think my first set, I'm just gonna do a 15-minute set.
Right.
I'm just gonna do a 15-minute set. I'm not gonna do nothing crazy. I'm gonna work my way up to an hour and then drop an hour. But I actually want to go to like a comedy club or something like that.
Man, you gotta go to the. Dang, bro.
I've never been to a comedy club.
Bro, them shits be so fun. The Atlanta Comedy Club, right down the street, like off Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
Bro,
That'd
they
be
be
funny,
having
man.
some people there. No, me and my girl went there when B Simone was there.
Was she
And
funny?
B Simone lost some weight. Then they was
Oh,
up
yeah.
in there talking shit. Man, what?
About the weight?
No. Just whatever her stand up was, because she was doing her little tour. I didn't even know she was touring.
Yeah.
So
it's easy. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it's more susceptible to tour as a comedy artist because the clubs that you go to are so small.
Yeah.
So it'll be a 200, 300 person venue. The people were already going there too, but now you're headlining, so you can tour 15, 20 cities for 400, 500 venue spaces.
Right.
And they're gonna
And
fill up.
they probably get money off the door and the
Yeah, they definitely get money off the door. That's what they
and
get.
the liquor and all that stuff.
Like it just depends on the. They ain't getting money off the liquor, but not a club. They ain't going for that. That's their
Club
money
ain't
maker.
going
right
for
there.
that.
Yeah, they get the tickets.
Yeah.
Maybe the hot dog sales. That's it. Like they ain't getting all of it. But yeah, but I want to try that shit, bro.
And then, bro, sign up for Atlanta Comedy Club on maybe like an
off night type shit.
yeah, because they usually do like free tickets. Like you could sign up. Like I'll show you the website. You could sign up, and then they'll send you a free tickets for a Friday night. The only thing you would have to do is a 2-drink minimum, but it doesn't have to be liquor.
I gotta buy 2 drinks
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be liquor.
to get on stage.
Nah, not to get on stage, to just be in there, like because they'll send a text message to your phone. So you just go there, show them the text message, and then when you go inside, you could buy a Coke and a Sprite.
Right.
That's what my mom and my auntie be doing. But I take my girl, so we
One
gonna.
second. We good.
Yeah, so what I was saying was like, I take my girl, so margaritas, and she gonna want something. I come out that thing spending $40-$50.
Right. Facts.
But it's still a good time, man, and that'll be a good thing, like just to see, bro. It really ain't too much into it, bro. Like folks is just up there telling stories.
Yeah, just telling like funny, and I feel like because I be thinking of like when I be driving in the truck and shit, I be thinking of like just funny shit,
Right.
but I never remember when I get home. I
Yeah.
be like, damn, that shit was funny too.
That shit'll be funny as hell if that shit recorded. Like
Yeah.
I wish I just had a moment like that right now, because I was thinking about something. I'm like, bro, that shit'll be funny as hell if someone would just got up and said like a stand up skit.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it is now, but
I want to try that shit so bad, bro.
Yeah,
And I think I'm gonna do. But I think I'm gonna write like a couple jokes, and I'm gonna record that shit, bro. I'm gonna rent out a little space or whatever. I could just do it in here, but I'm gonna rent out a little space or whatever and do that shit. Probably invite some people, have a good time, type shit.
Yeah.
I'll be nervous as fuck though.
yeah,
Because what if my jokes ain't funny?
then at least you invited people that's gonna support you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say
Should I try a joke now?
Should you try? Yeah, most definitely.
But I gotta improv the joke. It won't be a good. I gotta improv the joke.
Oh, well, like I said, you better tell a funny ass story.
Oh shit! I'm on the move.
Because it was crazy, like doing the Def Comedy Jam. Like I just being so impressed with the improv though. Like
Yeah.
how we watched the one when Martin was hosting it. So he comes up and this one, the previous comedian had just walked off and he had dressed like a woman or something like that.
Yeah.
So Martin Lawrence come back in to introduce the next comic, and he was just like, "Dang, boy." Sandra was looking. I ain't know that was Will at first, doggone. I thought I wanted to fuck her. Like he came off and then he turned around like, oh man, that's just Will. Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Seeing comedy how it was, like I guess that was the '90s to where it's at now. Of course, it still gets the live comedy shows are still like kind of unfiltered.
Right,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
They're still
live
unfiltered.
comedy,
You know what I'm
but the
saying? When they're not
mainstream
recorded.
comedy
The
shit
mainstream comedy is
too family friendly for
it's
real.
family
Because
friendly.
it's PC as fuck.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You can't offend the gays. Like
Yeah.
you know, they talking shit. But
No,
you,
I'm gonna offend the gays.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going straight for the gays first.
You feel me? They talk about the Jews. We'll talk about ourselves. Like any and everybody could get touched.
Right. Exactly, and I love that shit. That's why Family Guy is still on the fucking air.
Yeah, I was just thinking about them the other day. Sunday domination.
Yeah, exactly. Animation domination.
Animation domination.
Yeah, animation domination. Yeah, that was every game. It's on 7:30. Let's go. 7:00, whatever the fuck.
They was not going for that in chain game. Like after the game went off.
Yeah.
Yeah, change the channel.
Nigga.
I thought I was gonna watch some
Thought I
American
was gonna get
Dad.
some, man. God damn it. But
Bob's Burgers.
yeah, man, I like the unfiltered comedy shit. That's what I was saying. The Bad Friends podcast, they unfiltered as a motherfucker. But it's their own platform. They're not owned by anybody. They have sponsored spots or whatever, but they're not owned by anybody. So they can say what you can't cancel them because they are their own platform.
Right.
Like, yes, they post on YouTube, but they also have their own Patreon. So if YouTube decides to
Take down their video.
they have all their videos on Patreon, stuff
Right.
like that. And then they tour. They also tour.
Thing about Patreon, I know I'm digressing, but this your favorite artist, so I had to ask, how did his go with the? Remember he was releasing the old mixtapes, J. Cole.
Oh, J. Cole?
Yeah, how did his thing go? Is he still doing it?
Yeah,
or-
he wasn't doing it on Patreon though. He was doing it. He hosted his own website
Okay.
to do it. But it was he sold. He had 100,000 people waiting in the queue to buy tickets to his pop-up show. But the only people that could get those tickets to his queue had to subscribe to his podcast. So he had 100,000 in the queue.
Just waiting.
Right. And all of those people were subscribed to the $10 podcast.
Yo, that's
And it's
amazing.
not just them, because I wasn't even in the queue.
Yeah.
And I was subscribed to his podcast.
Right.
I wasn't even in it. So imagine how many people were just like me that just were not in the area, because the show was in New York, I think. But imagine how many people were just not in that area that weren't in the queue. But he had 100,000 people already in there. So he was doing just fine. But that was a one-off thing, though. That was like selling an album for him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, because it's over. Like, I'm pretty sure he's going to drop another one when the Fall Off comes out, because the way it ended, it seemed like another one's going to come eventually. But it's not like a progressive chart. It's not a subscription or
We
nothing.
probably ain't gonna see the fall off till next year, huh?
Hopefully it comes by the end of this year, because I know Cole getting old. He just now finished Dreamville Fest. What's it called? Dream Fest or Dreamville Fest?
Something like that.
But that was his last show for that, like his last festival for that. It was kind of wonky. Like he said, like I think somebody like bought him out or something like that. So they're gonna host a festival and he's just not gonna headline no more or some shit like. But it's not gonna be called Dreamville Fest. So that was the last Dreamville Fest. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's gearing up for
Very
retirement.
entrepreneurship of him. Like,
Yeah, he's gearing up for retirement. And that Dreamville Fest was
big.
Man, that shit was lit. I'm gonna pull up a picture of it, man. That's what I need for this podcast. I need a freaking producer. So when we talk about
and they
Dreamville
can
Fest,
pull it up like how Joe Rogan and everybody else they got. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just gotta find somebody that wants to do that shit. I was trying to find a pic. Yeah, that's it right there. Look at that shit, bro.
Is that gonna show up on your podcast too?
No.
That you did that?
No,
But that thing is
it
thick
could,
though.
bro. Yeah, that's big as fuck. Like, so he
And those are the people he had coming to his stuff, like those posters up there. I see,
I
SZA,
think this
Chris
one
Brown,
was I think this time around he had like Erykah Badu. Yeah, I think this picture right here is the one from this year. Yeah, this one from this year. Erykah Badu, Tim's, Party Next Door, Ludacris, 21 Savage, Lil Wayne with the Hot Boys and the Big Timers, Glorilla, Jid, Wale, Coco Jones, Yo Nudie, Absol, like Chief Keef, Keisha Cole, Ari Lennox.
Chief Keef.
Yeah. Chief Keef, man, is one of them people that's like, oh, yeah.
I love soul, slow. He's in Rovers.
Chief Keeferson is like a staple in music to musical artists. So he's always relevant because he's like pioneered the drill shit.
Right.
And musical artists know that, so they always have Chief on something. You know what I'm saying? Like Chief was on the Drake track. He was
and it just showed, man. And I just seen this on the post, and it's so true. It only takes one, bro. One client, one call, one conversation, one song, one bestseller to where you could just constantly be getting opportunities. Like you said, like, I mean, Chief Keef, but we know Love Sosa.
Love Sosa, Rari's and Rovers.
Shit I don't like. You know, he had a couple of them, but really that's it. You had a couple of big bangers. You know, you of course you get your loyal fans that know way more than that. I'm just saying for the mainstream side, bro. You got a couple of them, and then he got up out of there.
Yeah, but all these Chicago guys that's coming up that, you know, that aren't beefing or whatever, they all was not children, but you know what I'm saying about children, but they were all children of Chief Keef. You know what I'm saying? The Dirks and the Herb, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they're post Chief Keef.
Like that sound came from that. You feel me?
Yeah.
I don't want to misrepresent Chicago, but like they say it in their songs, like I brought out Chief, I brought out Herb, I brought out Cat. Like they say that. You feel me? So, but they're like Dirk is huge,
right?
So, and it took Dirk a long time to get like where he is. Well, not in jail,
where he was,
but where he was. But
because this is pretty much over with for Lil Durk.
I don't know what's going on with this case. His case is not as publicized as Young Thug's was. I don't know what's going on with his case. It's
they just brushed him underneath the.
I don't know what's happening with that.
Last thing I heard about Lil Durk was when they took the keys away from him. I'm like, damn, didn't y'all just give him the keys to Chicago?
Damn, I ain't even. Last time I heard about him, they were saying that his name was on a rental car that he got to shoot up the people.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's a crazy move, bro. I was like, damn, what the fuck? He said he gonna put your name on.
Not laughing at. I was just laughing at the situation. Like,
nah, that's like, a crazy move, bro.
You know, because my thing is like all the. Like, I mean, because we got to hold them to what they talk about, all the murders that they may talk about. In this song, well, I'm not saying he's a murderer. We don't want to burn him on the stake.
Disclaimer.
Yeah. You know, so, you know, just all the things that they talk about in the songs, and then it's like you get caught up like that. Like, I was talking to one of my other partners, like our mutual acquaintance that we know about, right? He just got life in prison. So I actually went to the trial the last day and caught the closing arguments and the video of what really convicted him, right? So I'm sitting here watching the video, and again, like I say, you know, like the Migos say, walk it like I talk it. You got all this stuff that I'm hearing, and how you move, and then how you get convicted. You shoot somebody in broad daylight at a gas station. I'm like, bro, that's not gangster. Like, what was wrong with you?
That's awful.
So same thing when I'm bringing back to Dirk. Like, come on, bro. Like, you're smarter than that. So, you know, that had to have been an emotional decision where it was just like, if whatever they're saying is true, then come on, bro, you don't go out like that.
His case is very peculiar. Did you hear about you know who Brian Steele is? We from Atlanta. You know
I know Brian Steele, yeah.
He, you know, Diddy just hired him?
Who?
P. Diddy.
Man, come on, Diddy.
Combs.
Come on, Diddy.
He said, "Oh, he just got thug off."
Come on,
he just got. Well, he didn't get thug off, but he you know what I'm saying. He got him 15 years probation.
Yeah.
He got him off of Rico. He got him off of life. But
he got him home now. He only had it. He ain't see no chain gang. Thug still got his dreads. One thing about it, if you go into a county jail with a felony in Georgia now, I can only speak of Georgia. If you go in the county jail with dreads, hair, and you come out and with your dreads in your head and you ain't see prison, boy, you caught.
Yeah, you caught.
You caught sweet.
Cause they itching to cut your shit off at Jackson, boy.
What? You better cut it off before.
Give
you
me him. No, all the dread people go to the front. Give me them.
Yeah.
Block stash clippers, man. They don't clean the clippers or nothing, man. No blue sauce going on the clippers or nothing. Straight.
They used to just free pick people. I remember when I went through Jackson, I didn't say nothing.
Patchy.
This is the second time I went through Jackson. I went to Jackson 2 times on one bed. So boom.
That's crazy.
Right.
Oh yeah. Because when they re-sentence you and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So boom. I go back there through the second time. Don't say nothing. Officer just come up to me. You need to shut your damn mouth. Go to the back.
It's like, nigga, I ain't even fucking say nothing.
He said, "Yeah, just try it over. Let's see if you can make it through this time." Like, what?
They have a superiority complex, man. When I went through there, man, them niggas had spray guns, paintball guns, but they was filled with pepper spray.
Oh man!
And they would just come in there and just shoot it random. Like we'll be eating in the chow hall or some shit, and they just shoot all 4 corners and just walk out, and they'll come in and shoot your cell and just walk out. Like they did shit like that, bro. I'm like, bro, what the like? And they was talking about, like one officer, he didn't really do shit like that. He was like, it's a scare tactic, like they're trying to get you not to come back and shit like that. He ended up getting fired though, because he was like bringing in dope. But
come on, man.
He was the one bringing in
the
dope.
most crooked of
crooked.
crookeds. Thinking about that, what you think about Trump actually wanting to send people to prison outside of America, specifically El Salvador?
I don't like that because I don't know the parameters of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who would be. The reason why I don't like that is because black people are more predominantly in the prison system, right? So we have a tip scale when it comes to being the ones that go to prison,
right?
So more than likely, it's gonna be us that gets sent to El Salvador for a drug case or some shit like that, and it's gonna be hard to come back from El Salvador for doing a fucking prison case. I mean, right. For a prison case or whatever. So, I mean,
yo, you think these folks is mentally messed up coming out of American prison system?
Yeah, they gonna be.
I can't even imagine what's gonna happen going to El Salvador.
Hey, wey. What's up? Where you from, man? They done their ass, man.
They done their ass, huh? Americano?
Americano? Oh, yeah, my boys got 2 for you tonight. All right. He like, oh no. He like, man, shit. You're gonna have to be. You either gonna have to become tough or get fucked. Like that's the only thing that's gonna happen, bro. That shit.
You fucking or you getting fucked?
Yeah. What? No, those are the only two options.
No, that's it. You fucking or getting fucked. What you doing?
Which one is going on, man? Pick one.
I'm a fuck.
I'm a fuck. Wrong answer. Yeah, man, that shit fucked up.
That's crazy, man. What a time to be alive, man.
In the El Salvador prison?
Just period. Like the fact that
where is El Salvador? Mexico?
In Central America, bro. Like next.
It must be in Panama or something where the U.S. owns. Because why would they have why would they have jurisdiction over that?
I think it's just like Trump trying to make a deal with these folks because he already sending the people that's being deported over there. So now like, well, shoot.
Trump, all right, yeah. So no fucking at the El Salvador prison.
Yeah, all right. Not getting fucked at the El Salvador.
Make sure it was in the right place.
I just think Trump just cutting the deal with them folks, man. I think that's why I was saying what a time to be alive because we're finna go through a whole shift just in I guess in a political landscape.
Political landscape and the like the citizen, the like human race landscape, like. People are either going to be on one side or going to be on the other side. Like, and not even talking about Democrats and Republicans. I'm just talking about one side of morality or the other side of morality, whatever that teetering point is.
Right.
Because there's just so much going on. And, I mean, Trump only has 3 more years left.
Yeah.
Right. But he can do whatever really the fuck he wants. He can say whatever the fuck he wants to. He has 3 more left in term. I don't know if he has 3 more years left in life. He's like 77 or some shit like that.
That boy about 80.
He about 80 something?
Yeah, about 79 and pushing 80. He definitely like 79, 81.
How old is Trump? That'd be
he's up there. Like we was talking about Biden, but Trump is old, bro. Like Trump is old.
I wonder how old he is. I say he's 70 something.
He's 79. I'm going with 79. 78 years old.
78.
Man, so, but the thing is...
78, 10 months and 5 days old.
And I know we ain't trying to stay on this long, but it's just like, man, the thing is, the stuff that you hear that he's trying to do, like he's trying to take away natural birthright citizenship. Like he's got that challenge in court. You know what I mean? I'm like... Bro, what?
They blocked that down though. The Supreme Court blocked that down. I remember what you were talking about. Like if a legal comes in and have a baby, usually they just automatically become a citizen because they were born in the United States.
Right
now, he was trying to take away. They can't do that no more. If you're illegal, you're born illegal too. Get the fuck out. But the Supreme Court blocked that down. I remember when that happened.
He even wants another term. They even have little scatters of that. So it's just like...
Yeah, I definitely heard that too.
Bro,
nobody has blocked that down yet. So I don't know.
You're 78 years old, man.
How many terms can he get?
He's on his last one constitutionally, but this the thing. This why, to me, the 3rd term thing isn't so far-fetched. Because back in the days before they amended the Constitution, yeah, bro, you had Roosevelt doing that. He was on his 4th term, I think, before he died and killed over.
Yeah, they had a term limit, but it was when you were in office. So like if he was president for 4 years, didn't get reelected, and then got reelected, so he had his 8 restarted. And then he didn't get elected, then got reelected, and then his 8 restarted again. Like, you just kept doing. Now you can only do it 8 years total. But before, it was just 8 years at one time. But now it's 8 years total. That's why some more presidents, I think Ford did that or some shit, too. Like, he was president for like 12 years or some shit like that. I can't remember.
I can't remember about Ford. I know. I do know Roosevelt. I think
it might have been Roosevelt, yeah.
I don't know if it wasn't Theodore. I think it was Franklin. It was either one of them. No, it was Theodore.
Teddy Roosevelt, the main character in freaking Night at the Museum. You know what's crazy about that? That Theodore Roosevelt was like one of the main characters. He played by Robin Williams, R.P. Robin Williams.
Right.
But we don't even know if Theodore Roosevelt was a good person, like in the actual Teddy Roosevelt. Like at Night at the Museum, as kids, we were just loving the hell out of Teddy because he was. See, I called him Teddy. You know what I'm saying? Like because he was Robin Williams and Ben Stiller, they were playing a good part. But I don't know. This nigga was president, what, in like the 1800s in somewhere or 1900s or so? It was racist then.
Bro, racist as fuck. Like how we give so much praise to like Eisenhower.
Yeah.
Full blown racist, bro.
Yeah.
Full blown, bro. Anybody want to read this book? The Lies My Teachers Told Me. Man, oh my goodness, you hear they got a whole chapter on Eisenhower, the racist policies he was putting in when he was in office and everything. So you right, bro. We don't be knowing about these people, but they be trying to put these public figures in our face as if they were just morally.
They're just fine like that.
Just
like they want us, like they want us to not think about the racism that they did, or even just the bad immoral things that they did. Immoral, I don't know why I say immoral, but immoral things that they did, and they just wanted to say, oh, he did this, like Abraham Lincoln. Oh, he freed the slaves, nigga. This nigga, the Emancipation Proclamation was only signed for political reasons. He did not give a fuck.
Strategy all day.
He did not give a fuck. If they was trying to win, they was trying to conquer the fucking South. Like he did not care about. It was during the Civil War times, right?
Right.
The North and South were fighting each other. The president lived at that time. I don't know if it was in D.C. I think it was like Virginia or some shit like that. But the president was the president of the 13 colonies or whatever, the United States of America, right? If secretly the president is on the north side and you want to find a way to conquer the South had slaves. Like that was their thing. Like that was their crop, was fucking slaves. Right. So if you want to find a way to beat them, take that shit away from them.
Easy.
Sign their Emancipation Proclamation.
And even before they even split, guess what? You man, bro, I read this in the encyclopedia when we was at the Faith and Character Based program, right? So boom. Man, so I'm reading in there about Abraham Lincoln. Even before the South had split, he was gonna let them keep the slaves.
It was a bargaining chip type thing. It was a politicized bargaining chip. I don't give no credence to that nigga. Bro, political figures, man, especially the old ones, man. They people are too attached to what they did front facing, but not anything else that they did. And sometimes you just got to deal with it. Sometimes you can explain to somebody this shit all day. They still not going to give a fuck.
They're not going to get it because they caught in the narrative that's been taught to them by the oppressor. I mean, I don't want to say, my bad, not the oppressor. From the social structure that's being narrated, right?
Yeah.
Whether it be our schools,
yeah.
Right? You know, they're going to teach that, oh, he was just such a great guy. Yeah, man. Oh, did you remember George Washington, how he cut down that cherry tree?
Yeah, you know what he did with his niggers in the back? Remember when he did that?
Thomas Jefferson. Man. Oh, yeah, great guy.
Yeah. Every fucking street is named after Jeff Davis and fucking Thomas Jefferson, man. Especially in Georgia. Oh, my God, bro. Driving through didn't somebody get killed in Georgia in the sundown town recently?
Man, bro, I would not be surprised because
I think it was a black dude by cops, and they said, like, he killed himself or something.
Man, come on, man. I think that.
But there was no body cam footage or nothing like that. It was in a sundown town in Georgia. They said that he was driving, put up for a traffic stop or some shit like that, and he killed himself.
Yeah, that's
because he had like a warrant or some shit. Like that.
Yeah,
he said he killed himself.
Yeah, I bet.
But no body cam footage, no nothing after that. Like, come on, man.
Oh, I do remember this. Now, this ain't got to do with no black person, but it deals with those school shootings. Now, you know, in Georgia, what just happened out there.
Up there north.
Up north, yeah, over there. I don't know if it was Auburn or Winder. I can't remember. But
it was Winder.
So, you know, they locked those parents up. I think that was out there, right?
Yeah,
No.
Winder?
Was that the one in Winder where they locked?
Remember when we came back that day and it was the same day that it happened? Because you came here that day, the same day that it happened.
Yeah.
That was in Winder because you drove past it.
I drove. Man, what? I don't know if it was that incident, but it was another one where the kid. Anyway, the kid had got the gun from their parents, right? Went to the school, shot up. You know, unfortunate event. They shot up the school up. People died. So they end up locking the parents up. Right, because they saying they were held accountable for allowing the kid to have access to the gun, so you're responsible for it. Now they just had a sheriff whose son or kid, I don't know if it was son or daughter, probably was a son, unfortunately, but they son went to the school, shot some kids up. This happened in Tennessee. Tell me why they didn't lock up the sheriff because they said she done been on the force for 18 years.
I don't care how long you've been on the force. If you commit a crime, there's no parity with any of these laws, but the states have control of their own laws of what they can do and prosecutorial conduct and all that shit. Like they have their own system for that, which is fucked up. So I don't know if the first one was in Georgia, the other one was in Tennessee, but there's no parity between all these laws. Like I know we keep going back to politics and stuff, but what Trump was trying to do with the Department of Education and dissolve that and give it back to the states and not be federally regulated anymore. That's gonna take away the parity between what people are taught.
Right.
Like Florida, they not fucking with that gay shit.
Right.
Like Florida's just not fucking with it. Like that nigga was like, we taking all that shit. No, if you're born a boy, you're a boy. Go to the men's bathroom. Like you're not playing none of our sports, none of that shit. So he not, you know what I'm saying? In school, also in Florida schools, like they're trying to take out what is it called? Critical race theory or whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying? So each spot is going to be taught differently, which is going to breed a different type of adult. Now, and everything is on the internet and social and all that stuff. So everybody really has access to the same information. But as a kid, your brain is formulated from those times when you're a child. Right. Like you're a sponge as a child, so you're going to soak up what you learn. Like most parents aren't putting phones in their kids' hands until they reach like late elementary, early middle school type shit. You know, for safety reasons at first and still be locked down a little bit. But then when they have access to like TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that, then they can really learn the stuff. But they're so indoctrinated when they were younger into whatever field that your parents, that your social proximity was. That's who was going to be ingrained in you as an adult. And yeah, you can learn more and learn new ways and stuff like that, as most people do. But as you're a kid and as a kid, we're only taught what the adults tell us.
Right. And we're going to take it in as truth. And that's where the impasse come in. Because when that new information come in, like, let's just say there's the ones, like, and I'm not picking on religion, but, there's certain scriptures in Christianity where it's saying, you can't listen to every other type of teaching because then it could influence what you believe in. Right. You feel what I'm saying? So they got that mental block with like, nah, I'm not trying to hear that. And I'm not here to say is that right or wrong. I'm just saying could go with same way with parenting, where it's like, nah, my parents say, we don't do that. And you feel me? And so that's just what it is. And people will go through that all throughout life until some type of cataclysm event. Like, my mother was wrong the whole time. And now you got trauma.
Exactly, and they have that eye-opening like thing for themselves, right. So they can actually become themselves, like know who they are. Because a lot of adults are still trying to find themselves, like who they are. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because they were so destructured, non-structured as a youth, and then coming into like adolescence and then young teenagership and then adult, they still didn't have it together. But then when they get, in their college years and past their formative years, they see that their brain is all fucked up because of just their previous life. Right. So it's a lot, man. They at some point, I don't know if it's going to get better or get worse. Like, I mean, having 50 different states teach 50 different things.
Worse.
Yeah, that's
and I think
bad.
Only worse just because, like, that just breeds more disagreement. You know what I mean? So now we're breeding a different type of culture. So what's culture? Just your behavioral patterns, right? So now your mindset is this certain way from Florida, and they got a whole different other set way in Georgia and a whole nother set way in Cali. And then it's like, how do you expect everybody to collaborate?
Because I don't think everything is a money thing. A lot of these choices that are being made, especially from this current administration, are being made by financial choices. Like the whole Department of Government Efficiency shit.
Yeah, hold on. And Elon Musk is over there, right?
Yeah.
Who voted that motherfucker into?
Nobody voted him in. And the crazy thing is,
that is dictatorship.
And he was inside of Trump's office saying that we shouldn't be listening to the unelected officials. Nigga, you an unelected official. What are you talking about?
How do you even get a position like that?
Money,
like that's
man.
not even a real position.
It's a new branch, not branch of the government, but it's a new government agency started when Trump got into office because Elon put a lot of money. Elon basically got Trump elected, but put a lot of money into Trump's campaign or whatever. So Elon was like, basically, I don't know what exactly happened. I'm just paraphrasing here. Elon was probably to Trump like, hey man, you know you spend a lot of money, right? Trump was like, yeah. He's like, man, you know I got a way to fix that, right? He was like, you do? I was like, yeah. I'm gonna give you $1 billion for your campaign and shit. Man, just let me handle that shit, man. And I got a great name for it too. Like, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like, bro, it's you know, you got to do what you got to do. But Department of they're cutting a lot of shit because of money, but they're not thinking of the long term effects. Like, this nigga not gonna be here for the effects of anything that he's doing right now. In 10 years, this nigga gonna be dead, bro.
Yeah.
These presidents do be living a long time, not gonna lie. Them niggas be living to like 90 for real. I think they have like a presidential serum or something that they stick in you so you don't die while you're a president. When's the last president that died while there was a sitting president?
Probably Roosevelt.
No, it was JFK because he got assassinated.
Oh yeah, he got assassinated. I forgot about
assassinated.
him.
But before, not counting assassinations, yeah, it's probably Roosevelt. He died in the tub? No, he died on a horse. No, he just died.
Somehow he died. I know he died in office though. And then that's when somebody at McCain,
I kind of want to find that out, but
yeah, go ahead and find out.
But I can't. I can't do Siri because it's connected to this. Is connected to that. Just ask who was the last active president that died, other than JFK.
Oh, look, it caught you while I said that. Now it's talking about, do you want to work with Chat GPT?
Hell no.
I'm working with Chat GPT.
Oh yeah, you got to.
No, that definitely wasn't it. So who was the last active sitting president that died? I thought that was okay. Sylvester Trump. No. You know what? This is just crazy. Yeah, we would have to type that up because obviously I'm not asking it the right way.
Yeah.
This is just
who was the last sitting president? Why did I spell pride? That's crazy. President to die in office. The most recent U.S. president to die in office was John F. Kennedy. Okay, I knew they were going to say John F. Kennedy, but I was trying to go not John F. Kennedy. But still, that was 1963. Like, these niggas haven't been dying since then, bro.
Right.
So they got some type of presidential serum in there that's helping them out.
Franklin Roosevelt.
Franklin Roosevelt?
Yeah. While in office due to a cerebral hemorrhage. So brain something.
Well, we're going to end this podcast with a trivia question. We're going to end it with 2. The camera might cut off.
Oh, you don't want to do the Carter 6?
Oh, yeah. Well, the Carter 6 hasn't dropped yet. I was going to say, what do you hope from it?
Okay, well, I do hope. I think we hope for bomb beats and then crazy metaphors and similes.
Yeah, I just want to hear him rapping for real. Like, I don't want to hear crazy ass autotune the whole fucking time. Like, Carter 5 was so much goddamn autotune. I was like, bro, chill. It comes out June 6th, but that shit done cut off again, bro. But yeah, man, I just hope the Carter 6, man, don't have no crazy ass autotune shit in there. He had some features listed already. Miley Cyrus, his son was on there, or whatever. Like I don't really care about that. I just want to hope he's rapping like he did on like Corday's track and shit like that. Like he was rapping. Like I want to hear that from Wayne at this point in his career. Like I don't need you to make a super hit. Like none of that shit. Just be rapping.
I got another question. Is he doing this for the love of music? I'm not gonna say it's money, but you know why?
It's an opportunistic time to do it right now, especially with the Kendrick shit happening, and him and Kendrick had a little tit for tat right quick.
Right.
And then he released that he was dropping the Carter 6 right before the Super Bowl because everybody was, the Wayne Super Bowl thing in New Orleans, all that shit. He dropped that he was releasing Carter 6 in February, that it was coming out in June. So obviously it's an opportunistic time. But if he's not doing it for the love of music, it's going to sound like he's not doing it for the love of music.
I ain't gonna lie. I think Kendrick did a decent job at the. I don't see the rave because I seen he got great critics, for what he did. The similar, for the Super Bowl. Right. And, like I said, I think it was a pretty decent job. I'm not gonna say it was just transformational. Just the critics he was receiving, like.
No, it wasn't crazy. I like the technical aspects of it and shit, though. I like that they did like real time color grading with the shit. I love the cinematography for it. I love the dancing and stuff from it. People were just sitting on the set list because at the Super Bowl you usually do all your hits. He did GNX songs, so that was really what they was just shitting on for real. But it was cool. It wasn't bad.
Like I say, it was decent. You know what I'm saying? But I do think Lil Wayne definitely should have got that. To hear the A Milli.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The 5 Man, something like that. I think that just would have been
that's
more
crazy.
fitting.
I was still doing the podcast on this couch when the Super Bowl came out. On this particular couch right here.
Oh wow.
I wasn't even over there yet. I was sitting right here.
So
on this couch. That was crazy.
Shout out to Wayne, man. I hope your album does great.
Shout out to Wayne, man. Before we end this pod, man, I want to go see Sinners by Ryan Coogler. If you haven't gone to see it yet, I'm going to go see it by the time this drops. By the time this podcast drops, I would have seen it already. I see it next Thursday. But if you haven't, go see Sinners by Ryan Coogler, man. We got to support the black businesses. I just had a whole pod about black businesses. When Wallow said, I ain't shopping at you because you black, I'm shopping at you because you got good business. The camera just cut off. Anyways, that's the pod.
Yeah, that's a pod. We're blacked
Blaise,
out.
Thanks for coming in. Yeah, blacked out. I'll see y'all next week. All right.
Deuces.
Peace.